So here's our story. 2 girls, 1 dog, 1 motorbike, riding from Bali to Padang to reach the Mentawai Islands and live with the tribe. It took us 3 months, 7,000 kilometers.
Good morning. From where?
Good morning from Pacitan. Good morning from Paradise. Good morning. Good morning from Yogyakarta. Woohoo! Borobudur. Borobudur. Good morning from Nepal Van Java. From Dieng. From Bandung. Good morning from Sukabumi. Good morning from Jakarta. Welcome to Sumatra. Good morning from Krui.
Good morning from
Mana from Sewu. From Padang. Good morning from Mentawai Sipora. Good morning from I don't know where.
But first, let's recap. This is Uki, this is Tokyo, and I'm Klo. We left home in Bali after 4 years because there is so much more to see. We said goodbye to our loved ones, packed our stuff, and we're ready to hop on the ferry to get to the neighboring islands, starting with Lombok. Lombok is insanely beautiful, but we also survived one of our scariest experiences. We then jumped to the next island of Sumbawa, spent 24 hours on an island for Christmas alone, visited the most densely populated island, and drove halfway across Sumbawa just to swim with whale sharks. Traveling is an addiction, so we took on some new missions, starting with one we'd always dreamt of, which is visiting a tribe. That's how we found the Mentawai tribe. But instead of just flying there, we decided to cross it all by bike, with our dog, riding through 2 islands, Java and Sumatra, and exploring so many places along the way. It took us 3 months, and we covered 7,000 kilometers. This journey tested us and challenged us. It made me understand that life is all yours, and you decide how you want to live it. And I can't wait for what's next.
Untuk mendapatkan subtitle dalam bahasa Indonesia, klik CC, lalu buka pengaturan subtitle terjemahan otomatis, dan pilih Indonesian.
We started off our mission by leaving Bali after a small ceremony and riding through one of Bali's most dangerous roads, the main highway to the ferry port. From there, we caught the ferry to the neighboring island of Java, the most populated island in the world. Over 150 million people live there, making it more crowded than entire countries. It's home to Indonesia's capital, Jakarta, and sits at the heart of the Ring of Fire with around 45 active volcanoes. What's amazing about Indonesia is that the people are incredibly kind and welcoming. And as we crossed from island to island, we started to notice something even more special. Every region has its own culture, beliefs, and rituals. Yet, no matter where we went, people were always helpful, warm, and inviting. Except for some who didn't accept us with Tokyo.
Beautiful! Yeah, thank you! See you in Borneo! Bye!
apa ya?
Subscribe! Okay guys! Come on Tokyo!
Okay, see you next.
You are best friends? Now you eat.
One thing to not miss and that we skipped for a reason was Mount Ijen. It's an active volcano and its crater contains the world's largest acidic lake. It stands at 2,769 meters and is also known for its rare blue flames, visible only at night. Local miners carry heavy blocks of sulfur from the crater by hand, one of the last places in the world where this is still done. We didn't do it because it was rainy season, and after just surviving a storm on a hill in Lombok, we weren't quite ready for another hike. But now it's time to take you on our journey, how it all started. We rode all the way from Ubud on the west coast, covering 124 kilometers to reach the harbor and catch the ferry. Once we arrived in Java, our first big stop was Tumpak Sewu Waterfall. Tumpak Sewu means 1,000 waterfalls in Javanese. It's located in East Java near a town called Lumajang. The water comes from the Gildik River, which flows down from Mount Semeru, the tallest volcano on the island. The waterfall is about 120 meters high and shaped like a half circle, with water falling from all sides. To reach the bottom, you need to hike down a steep and slippery trail with bamboo ladders and wet rocks. We didn't do it partly because we didn't have waterproof bags and were carrying the drone and cameras, and maybe partly because one of us really wanted to avoid these stairs.
You can vomit. The Tokyo is heavy.
Okay, if you don't feel safe holding Tokyo, that's it, we go up. Maybe she got scared or not, I don't know.
Next, we were on our way from Tumpak Sewu Waterfall to Malang, about 70 kilometers. Malang is one of the largest cities in East Java and is known for its cooler climate compared to other parts of Indonesia. It sits in a valley surrounded by mountains and volcanoes. The city has a rich history dating back to the Dutch colonial era, visible in its architecture. It's famous for its cultural festivals and traditional food. One of the city's most famous spots is the Rainbow Village, known locally as Kampung Warna Warni. This village is covered in colorful murals and street art, which started as a community project to boost tourism and improve the neighborhood. It's now a favorite place for visitors to explore and take photos. Nearby, the heritage area of Tangan that shows Malang's colonial past because of some old Dutch-style buildings and shops. Many tourists now visit Malang because from here you can take many tours to nearby attractions too, including Mount Bromo, Tumpak Sewu Waterfall, Mount Ijen, and many more. So we chose the tour to Mount Bromo from Malang, where a jeep picked us up. Behind us were 1,000 other jeeps. Everyone comes for this tour, and I do understand why. We might not have been lucky enough to see the sunrise, but despite that, what we felt throughout the tour is really hard to describe. It felt like an apocalypse. Everything around me didn't look real. I felt like I was in a movie scene, or maybe at the end of the world. Everything was so wild. The jeep ride, the cold, standing next to an active volcano, smelling the sulfur from the crater, horses running past us, and the sandstorm. I can't even express the feeling, but all I know is that's what I travel for, to be able to say, I've never seen anything like this before. Back in Malang, we headed to Kebun Rojo camp, a camping spot just 20 kilometers away. It's the perfect place to escape the city without going too far from it. But now seriously, what even counts as far once you're already far from everything? We love camping, and we wish we could have done it more often. But by that time, it was rainy season, and for our first camp, our peaceful escape turned out wet. Not exactly a successful start. But what is success in life if it's not learning to enjoy whatever situation you find yourself in? And now it's touching from that side. It's still raining a lot. Oh no, it fell down here.
Where? Cannot. It's touching. You want to secure another side. Yes. Okay.
It's raining on top of me. It's fresh water. Good night, Salamat Manam. From the camping spot, we drove straight to Surabaya, 105 kilometers away. We had to pass by there because my visa needed to be extended and I had to fly out. Surabaya is Indonesia's second largest city after Jakarta. It's a big, busy port city on the northeastern coast of Java, known for its modern malls, industrial zones. It's also one of the country's main economic hubs with a mix of local markets and high-rise business towers. What also shocked me was that they have a huge hospital just for animals. We both don't even have that in our own countries. It was insanely big and honestly surprising, especially for a place where most of the population is Muslim. I really love the fact that Surabaya had literally everything. Here, most travelers don't stay long, but almost everyone passes through at some point, either for paperwork, flights, or connections to other islands. Just like I did, and here I am on my way to Kuala Lumpur for a day just to renew my visa and be able to keep going with our trip in Indonesia. After this one-day trip where Tokyo and Ogi waited for me, we continued zigzagging across Java instead of going straight. We rode 144 kilometers from Surabaya to Gazebo, Wilis, in the Blimbing area. Our goal was to go all the way south, but we stopped halfway to camp and rest. That night we hiked a little to find a spot to set up our tent. Double the adventure. We said we don't want to hike, but this time we're hiking and camping at the same time. So we know the road already and we're choosing it. Et voila. The view was amazing, both at night and in the morning. The next day we found out there were simple stairs leading up to that spot from the other side, so we didn't need to carry all our gear and hike in the dark. That's a typical story of us, always ending up in a bit of a mess. But it's funny because
Somehow these are the stories you really remember. I feel like if everything always went smoothly, our emotions would stay the same all the time. Don't you feel more alive when your feelings go up and down every now and then?
Kidding. Just say what you just said.
We don't have to go all the trekking, you can just swim from the stairs.
We then continued the other half of the way south from the camping spot to Pantai, Mutiara in Trenggalek, 90 kilometers. As we got closer to the destination, the road became so beautiful.
Oh my God! Wow! Woo! What is this?
Yeah, I still remember us screaming on the bike from how pretty it was.
We found the spot.
We set up the tent here. The place felt untouched, at least from the way it looked. But just like the weather can surprise us, something else did too, right after that beautiful sunset. No idea how this paradise turned into paradise in just one day. Where did all these people come from?
Good morning. What is happening? What's happening?
Okay, it's time to go.
And off we go!
From the beach of Mutiara to Pacitan, 125 kilometers of the hardest road we took on this entire trip. Since it was rainy season, the roads were muddy, foggy and steep through the mountains. Who would have thought that riding along the beach coast would look like this? The fog stayed with us all through the night ride, until we finally reached the region of Pacitan. Pacitan is a coastal area in East Java known for its quiet beaches and limestone cliffs. It's not as crowded as other tourist spots, but some still visit for surfing, especially at Watu Karung Beach, where pro surfers come for the strong waves. In our case, we always end up in surf spots without actually surfing. Instead, we spotted a huge lizard.
Oh my God, fuck! I saw.
Oh my God, we just saw Komodo.
A snake.
A snake! A snake! A snake! I see it! I see it! Wait, please!
And crossed a shaky, squeaky bridge surrounded by beautiful nature.
Not fun at all. Not fun at all.
We have just arrived to Yogyakarta! Woohoo!
We then made our way from Pacitan to Yogyakarta, 115 kilometers, where we instantly fell in love with this rich city, locally called Jogja. It's known as the cultural heart of Java. Everything feels different here. The city holds a strong royal heritage and the Sultan's palace is still active and open to visitors. Jogja is also home to two of Indonesia's most iconic temples, Prambanan, a stunning Hindu temple complex, and Borobudur, the largest Buddhist temple in the world. You could easily spend days just exploring the stories around these places. The city has a great vibe because of its people. It's a university town full of students, artists, and travelers, and everyone feels open and cool. Happy people, singers at red lights, many street food. Oh, and the food. We went to the night market of Alun Alun Kidul, and we actually made a video just about that where we rated the dishes from 1 to 10. The nightlife is alive here, streets full of modern cafes, restaurants, and live bands playing. It was interesting to see how many foreigners were visiting or even living here, especially since we hadn't seen any since the beginning of our trip, except during Mount Bromo. Jogja truly attracts people from all over the places. We also went to the other city square where we found lots of restaurants, souvenir shops, clothing shops, and fun little activities. Somehow we ended up trying a VR setup and entering a haunted house. You'll either see what happened in the next clips or just hear our screams.
Don't leave me there! What was that?
You go first.
No!
Starting with the first temple, this is Prambanan. It's one of the largest Hindu temple sites in Southeast Asia, built in the 9th century. It's not just stunning in architecture. The legend behind it also has a beautiful moral. Check out our previous YouTube video for the full story. The link is in a bio. At the temple, we met a friendly guide who gave us a full tour and shared free information about anything we wanted to know. He showed us an old photo of the temple, pointed out the difference between the original stones and the renovated ones, and told us the full legend in detail. It was heavily damaged by a major earthquake in 2006. Many of the smaller temples around the main shrines collapsed, some were severely cracked.
Hi guys! Live from the market!
The night market in Yogyakarta was super fun. We went to Alun Alun Kidul with the coolest transportation and rated each dish from 1 to 10. But honestly, I don't think we were just here for the food. We had just as much fun as a kid on a sugar rush, and maybe even more.
Wow. Cantik dari Lebanon, Lithuania. She almost destroyed my baby. What is she doing? That's what you were doing this whole time? Good morning from Borobudur. Borobudur?
Borobudur is the largest Buddhist temple in the world, built in the 9th century. Just like Prambanan, it's made of over 2 million stone blocks and shaped like a giant mandala when seen from above. The temple has 9 levels filled with hundreds of Buddha statues, all carved with incredible detail. It was abandoned for centuries, buried under volcanic ash, and rediscovered in the 1800s. Around the top levels of Borobudur, there are many giant stone bells. Inside each sits a Buddha statue. Unfortunately, many Buddha statues are missing heads or other parts because of theft over the years. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Indonesia's most famous landmarks.
We are takut. Bule takut, bule takut.
Wait, I cannot breathe.
Stop, stop, stop.
Please stop. You're yellow. Oh, yellow.
From Yogyakarta, we headed about 40 kilometers to camp next to Mount Merapi, Indonesia's most active volcano and one of the most dangerous in the world. It erupts regularly, with its last major eruption in 2020 causing ash clouds and lava flows that affected nearby villages. Mount Merapi stands at 2,930 meters and is considered sacred by locals who believe it holds spiritual power. Its frequent activity means the surrounding area is closely monitored for safety. We stayed at camping ground Bukit Klangon, right beside the volcano, hoping to see the lava. But instead we got a close-up look at all the monitoring systems in place. The volcano was smoking the entire time, which was unbelievably intense to witness up close.
Okay, I'm entering the ground.
What is she doing? Why are you playing? Okay, Vice City, calm down. Stop doing that. No. Oh no! I'm gonna make your laundry. I ain't your mom.
I'm moving this thing. You said it's closed.
From the camping spot, we drove 80 kilometers to a mountain village called Nepal Van Java. That's crazy. Are we in Nepal? Well, it got the same name because this view looks a lot like villages in Nepal. Colorful houses built on steep slopes and cool mountain air all around. The village sits on the slopes of Mount Sumbing, one of the highest volcanoes in Indonesia. The volcano is still active, but it hasn't erupted in a very long time. Most locals grow vegetables like cabbage, carrots, and potatoes. You'll see terraced farms covering the hills. It was colder than I expected, and honestly, it didn't feel like Indonesia at all. Most people explore it in the morning, but of course, we went at night. It was super quiet and a bit spooky, especially because the whole village is built on a volcano. The streets were empty and all the farmers go to sleep because life starts early here.
I'm not participating in this.
You suggested yesterday. We're thinking to have a little adventure.
I was going to put one sock with one hand.
I'm struggling.
I managed actually. You were too late.
If you just slide from here, you go straight to the waterfall. Shit, I almost fell down.
From Nepal Van Java, we traveled 70 kilometers to Dieng Plateau, the last region we visited in central Java and the highest place there. It got colder and colder the closer we got. Dieng means the place above the clouds in the local Javanese language. Oh, and is that snow in Indonesia? Well, pretty close. Dieng sits at about 2,000 meters. It's cold there and frost sometimes covers the ground like snow, which is rare in Indonesia's tropical climate. Frost usually appears between June and August, when temperatures drop low during the coldest month. We waited for the frost while also struggling to find food during Ramadan, since many places were closed. After the rain stopped, we finally got to enjoy all the fun activities in Dieng. We visited the Telaga lakes, known for their colorful waters, the steaming crater springs, and explored the nearby Arjuna temples. Now we understand why so many people want to visit this place.
That's like sulfate water.
This is the real. The floor is lava.
From Dieng to Cirebon, we rode 255 kilometers, the longest ride of this trip so far. Cirebon is a port city in northern West Java, located between Jakarta and Semarang. It's famous for its unique batik patterns, fresh seafood, and traditional dishes like empal gentong and tahu gesrot. Even though we didn't have time to explore fully, we enjoyed our decision to stop and rest here before another long ride.
Okay, update. We have just arrived to, I have no idea where. Why not cut it in half? Sleep, rest, and then go the second day.
Next, we went from Cirebon to Bandung, 150 kilometers, where Ugi overheated on the way, and of course, tropical islands are the most unpredictable, going from overheating to intense rain until we finally made it to the city of Bandung, and somehow ended up feeling like we were in both Asia and Africa at the same time. Believe it or not, that's exactly how it felt. Indonesia really has everything, even a taste of another continent. Welcome to Bandung, West Java, often called the Paris of Java, because of its reputation as a fashionable city. During the Dutch colonial period, Bandung developed elegant buildings and became a popular resort town. Similar to how Paris is seen as stylish and charming, we also explored the local food night market and of course couldn't resist rating every snack we tried from 1 to 10 once again. Some got a 3, some got a 10. Wait until you see which ones and why. Oh, and we even saw a rat.
Apollo. Di mana?
Gak tahu. Merah.
We have a magician everyone. Let's see what's next.
From Bandung to Sukabumi, 100 kilometers of not so great roads. All I remember is traffic, pollution, and us wondering if it was even worth the visit.
That was exhausting.
Sukabumi is a quiet city in West Java, mostly known for outdoor adventures like rafting, hiking, and camping, but we weren't expecting what was coming.
Where are we?
Where did we end up? Honestly, just a few hours earlier, I had no idea this place even existed, or that it would turn out to be one of the highlights of our trip. I'd call this episode an adrenaline adventure. The longest suspension bridge in Indonesia is here, 243 meters long. In fact, it's the longest suspension bridge in Southeast Asia. Crossing it was such a thrill. After that, we hiked down to a waterfall, then took the weirdest little swing taxi you could imagine, and finally crossed a shorter red rustic bridge. Even though it's not as long, I'd say it was way scarier. You could see right through it. And the trophy, it goes to our little hero, our dog Tokyo, for ziplining with us.
Babe?
Wow!
From Sukabumi to Jakarta, 110 kilometers to reach Indonesia's capital, Jakarta. It's the largest city in the country and one of the most populated urban areas in the world, with over 30 million people in its metro area. It's the political, economic, and business center of Indonesia, home to major international companies, traffic jams that never end, and a fast-paced energy that hits you the moment you arrive. Unfortunately, the region we were most excited about to finally celebrate checking off our first island ended up being a quiet stop. After all that adrenaline, my body gave up. I got sick and wasn't able to explore Jakarta much at all.
No. Good or not good? It took time to answer.
But instead, we gave Tokyo some little treats, a well-deserved checkup, and a fresh haircut before jumping to the next island of Sumatra. Sumatra is one of the biggest islands in Indonesia. It's wild, with volcanoes, rainforests, and even tigers still living in the wild. It's also one of the most active areas for earthquakes and eruptions. They warned us not to go because it's unsafe, especially not by motorbike. But we still went and took the south road, and it ended up being one of the most beautiful rides we've ever done. The views were breathtaking and the people were super friendly. On the way back, it got dark and started raining just before we entered the forest, so a kind family welcomed us into their home for the night. Our goal for this time was just to reach Mentawai Islands, but we can't wait one day to come back and explore the other half. From Jakarta to Sumatra to Lampung city, 235 kilometers away. We said goodbye to the beautiful island of Java, and we're ready for an insane adventure, the kind everyone warned us not to take. We caught a beautiful sunset on the way, and right after, ta-da, a storm hit. We had to pull over and wait for it to calm down. It was good we stopped at the supermarket. Ogi managed to get some cardboard, and I, of course, handled the snacks. We just accepted whatever attitude the sky was throwing at us, watching it all like a movie. Then came a 3-hour ferry ride across Sumatra. Sumatra is dangerous, or at least that's what everyone kept saying before we crossed it by motorbike. We heard stories about bandits, syndicates, wild tigers, and strict warnings to never ride at night, especially in the Lampung area, where people told us about thieves armed with machetes and knives. So we packed our tools and prepared ourselves for the worst. Well, the best thing is to keep your expectations low, because honestly we were blown away by a simple mall. Our imagination had gone so far we ended up enjoying every little moment there, especially the good food.
Pizza bagus.
Here you go, miss.
I love Lampung. I think I'm moving in.
From Lampung city to Krui, 250 kilometers. One part of the ride took us through a forest for about 30 minutes, with almost no cars, no shops, and just a few random people sitting on the side of the road. We saw a lot of monkeys living there, and then we saw a tiger warning sign. Yep, a real sign warning about tigers. It was quiet and a bit intense, but honestly, kind of exciting. I mean, what? A tiger? It felt like we were inside the National Geographic episode, and that's honestly how I always imagined Sumatra growing up. But at the same time, we had just come from a shopping mall, so our brains were confused. Are we in the wild or still in civilization? The closer we got to Krui, the more the landscape changed. Endless palm trees, calm villages, and even some Hindu temples along the way. When we finally arrived, everything slowed down. No traffic, no stress, just quiet beaches, surfboards, and simple living. Krui is where surfers come for perfect waves and peace, far from the Bali crowds. After a few days in Krui and totally falling in love with it, we asked locals about all the danger people had warned us about. They just smiled and said there's nothing dangerous here. Some things might have happened before, or maybe there are stories from time to time, but that could happen anywhere. Sure, some people might get unlucky, but not to the point where you should avoid visiting the island completely or avoid riding through it on a motorbike. In fact, people were incredibly gentle. They would let us pass, check the road ahead of us, and make sure we were okay. Anyway, we loved Krui so much that we made sure to pass by again on the way back, and this time also for more than a night. That's how chill this place was. From Krui to Mana, 190 kilometers, here comes our favorite road trip and landscape. This specific road was super dreamy. We had to pass through forests, but as I remember, you could still see the ocean and palm trees from above. Every time we went down, we got closer to really big waves spinning. It made me think about Sumatra and the tsunami stories, especially that huge one in 2004. I meant it when I said this island is wild. Mana is a small village on the west coast of Sumatra with quiet beaches and good surfing spots. But the village is less crowded, so it's a very peaceful stop. To be honest, we didn't know much about this area. We just decided to keep riding until it got dark. Later we discovered that most people who keep going from Krui usually stop in Bengkulu because it's a bigger city. Bengkulu is a coastal city with important port and serves as a regional center in Sumatra. By this time, we didn't really have specific places in mind to visit. Our main plan was to explore Java's key spots and then keep riding, sleeping, and repeating until we reached Padang. Time was running out since we had our Mentawai tour pre-booked. Sumatra has many famous and hidden spots to visit, but we had to take the south road to Padang. That was our mission, to reach the tribe. But we'll definitely come back one day just to explore more of Sumatra. Oh, and the best part of our road trips was the food stops. When you're next to the beach, of course you choose the fish. And here we are arriving in Mana, a place we had never heard of before. I loved how you just keep riding and only God knows where you'll end up.
Good morning from
Mana. The Mana. Okay, here we go again. To the next section. I'm not able to say destination.
From Mana to Seblat, 267 kilometers. Seblat is another small city where we rode until we couldn't go any further and just stopped. Sometimes the trip isn't about the destination, but about trusting the road and being ready to face whatever comes your way. That's the real adventure. But it's also about knowing your limits. On the way back, we made sure to stop before riding into the forest at night when it was raining and dark. Seeing things for yourself takes courage, but understanding when to hold back is what makes you a wiser traveler.
Good morning from Seblat.
From Seblat to Padang, 430 kilometers. This is when our impatience showed. We had gotten used to riding all day and started challenging ourselves to break records for the longest rides. Poor little Tokyo had no say in our mission inside a mission. This was our longest ride yet. We left much earlier than usual and only stopped to hydrate. The soreness felt good and the adrenaline of getting closer to Padang was high. We told ourselves to take it easy and ride as long as we could. But deep down, we really wanted to reach Padang as soon as possible. And we finally made it. Safe. It felt amazing, like we had achieved something big and we were ready for whatever came next. Like we closed our ears and trusted our guts. Like we were super curious that we were even ready for troublemakers. We were all relieved and now only ready for the Mentawai tribe. From Padang to Mentawai island of Siberut, it took a 4-hour ferry, then 2 hours in a small boat to reach the jungle. But that wasn't the end. We still had to walk 3 hours through deep mud, sliding, sweating, slipping, until we finally reached the Mentawai tribe. After all these kilometers, we had to slow down, breathe, and stay patient to reach the dream. And when we finally got there, how do you even explain the feeling of completing a mission and seeing the tribe in front of you? Let's rewind for a second. We crossed all of Java, took the slow road through big cities, villages, volcanoes, jungles, and forests in rainy season. 2 full months of riding until we reached Jakarta. Then we crossed all of Sumatra, even though many warned us not to go. But we still went, and we made it. Meeting a tribe has always been one of our biggest dreams. And the Mentawai are not just any tribe. They've lived on this island for over 2,000 years. Some says even 4,000 years, holding on to their roots and their beliefs. Sometimes we forget there are still people living completely different from us. Not behind, just connected to something that doesn't exist for us. A different kind of dreams and worries. We also tried some things for the first time. I maybe don't mean we, but one of us. You can try and guess who. The hardest part? The goodbye. I won't bring you tears in this episode, but you can always check the previous video of our full journey with the Mentawai tribe. This was one of the wildest things we've ever done, and maybe the most meaningful.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I want more.
More?
Jangan po, banyak janji ibu-ibu ini. Bersalah, berkoan.
Yes. Good.
V H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z. Now I know my ABC.
Okay, I taught them a game. And now they're playing.
Good night, selamat malam.
Our last stop before riding all the way back to Bali was Sipora Island in the Mentawai. Sipora is known for its great surf spots, but if you're not surfing, there isn't much else to do. It's perfect if you want a very quiet getaway with almost no tourists. Since it was Ramadan, there was no public transport between the islands, but we were lucky. We found a couple who had booked a private boat and we managed to join them. It took about an hour and a half to get there. But we made it. No surfing this time, just enjoying the clear blue water, calm, and the feeling of reward after such a long journey. And before a long way back to Bali.
Oh, I missed this bike. Back to this. Back to this. Let's go back to the road again.
Thank you, yeah.